David kind of came into the studio. It was pretty obvious that I wanted to play with Dave. And we had a practice amp and a 4-track, and we just started writing songs and beats and lyrics and whatever we could think of. And so then we started looking for a drummer.
We worked really hard, and I feel that we made interesting music, and yeah, we played awesome shows and we met really cool people. And I have never, to this day, many years later now, of course, I have not had that same sort of working relationship with people. And the camaraderie, even sometimes the combativeness of it, even just it was a lot of fun.
A couple things were evident to me right away was that Dave made everything that I played better. He just had like a gift of melody and a unique voice on the guitar. And Joe was the same. Joe had another unique, voice on the drums. And that, to me, that made me really realize that this could be something special. And we decided we needed to find a second guitar player so we could have more writing abilities, more melody, and do more things. And so we put an ad in the Independent, which is what you did back in the day. And Gabe answered it. I think Gabe was the only person we saw because the garage door opened up and instantly, I just knew. I think we all just knew that he was the guy. We wanted to do whatever we felt like doing, as long as it was true to ourselves and how we felt, and we should be able to make that kind of music, right? Didn't matter what it was, as long as we felt like we were being honest about it, and it was expressive, and which meant that there'd be no rules. We talked about how it was paramount that we be friends first and the music second, because if you're not friends, then the music will never work. So we had to be friends in order for it to really have a shot of even getting off the ground.
The first guy I met when I got there was Tarek Mills, who was a fantastic drummer that ended up being the second Hero and the Victor drummer after Joe moved away. So we played some music for a while, and then we went outside for some air, and that's when I met Joe and Ty and Gabe and Dave. They had a studio directly across from us, and they had the door open. And so that day I met everyone that basically became all my best friends. We recorded the first Hero and the Victor record in a storefront in a strip mall in Goleta. I think it used to be called The Living Room. It was a music venue. It was going to be torn down, and somehow David finagled the use of the space. We rolled all our gear in there and set up for a few days and recorded all day and long into the evening. We drank a dangerous amount of Mountain Dew Code Red for some reason. We were like little kids in a treehouse. We had our little clubhouse, and it was a blast. It was super awesome. The guys were always trying to write and play way above their pay grade, which was super awesome. I think that's the way to be. They were really ambitious songwriters, and they wrote music that I really loved. I've been really blessed to play in many good bands with a lot of really great musicians over the years. But I always wanted to be in the Hero and the Victor because they were some of my best friends, and I never had that kind of camaraderie in any of the bands I ever played in. I loved Dave like a brother and really admired his musicality. He was a master at songwriting and writing hooks. I don't know where some of those ideas came from, but they were all amazing all the time, and they would just fly out of him all the time.
Santa Barbara had a thriving punk scene, back in the day, especially late 70s, early 80s. From what I've heard, from what I've read, pretty incredible punk community, rock community, and the Hero and the Victor are, a continuation of that.
Victor to us stuck out so much. We were like, wow, this is so good. And we kind of just followed them around for the next couple years and seeing their show flyers and going to their shows. And I was like, wait, this band's going to Japan on tour? Like, that's possible? You can do that?
どうもありがとう。今日は聞いてくれて、今日は誕生日です。
I've always looked up to the Hero and Victor and what David was able to do with that band. Thank you for pushing Santa Barbara music even further.